is a bit of a loose term, and people are very, very excited when a new game comes out. They're like, can we play this on the go? And Valve will be the first to tell you yes, but it's very much a yes but, especially when it comes to Spider-Man 2, which had a verified rating that got bumped down to playable once people actually got it in their hands and went, wait a second, this is not what you said it was. And yeah, Valve is kind of incentivized in a way to, like, you know, massage what verified means. You know, they do want to sell games on their platform. They do want to move Steam Decks. So they're gonna say, yeah, you know, Monster Hunter Wilds and Spider-Man and Star Wars and whatever, it'll run great on the Steam Deck. And it doesn't, because people like to live in this fucking fantasy world where the Steam Deck is not an undervolted like laptop CPU in a handheld case, right? Like, if you look at the minimum system requirements on old Spiderman wants at least 16 gigs of system RAM and a 5500 XT or a 1650. My friends, the Steam Deck is not that. And here's the thing: Steam Deck's a great platform, but you know, you do have to acknowledge that, like, you know, games will come out that it just cannot run. Nope. And I feel Valve needs to be a little bit more honest about this too, because this is bad messaging on their part. Again, they're incentivized to massage the truth a little bit, and they have some plausible deniability here. They're like, yeah, no, it's verified, you know.
I don't think they're against the idea, Jordan. I think it's just like something they've never had to do before. You know, it's always been like, you put up the system requirements and, you know, let flying spaghetti monsters sort it out.
But that's the thing. They do have a process. They are supposed to be looking at these things.
What makes you wonder exactly, like, is anybody actually checking this, or is this just?
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I feel like it is very much a rubber stamp operation.
I mean, this took like almost 2 months before they're like, you know, enough people in our Steam Deck. Criminals, man. Absolute criminals over at our Steam Deck, because a new game comes out, somebody will be first to be like, this runs great on the deck, it's amazing. And then you get the poor guys like, this is how Monster Hunter World actually runs on the deck, and it's just a gobble of green smears. And he's like, saved you the time. You're welcome.
And it's very much like a calibrate your expectations accordingly. And like there's the notion of like the Steam Deck is kind of by design a supplemental device, but it's not being marketed as such. It's being marketed as like, hey, you can play any game everywhere. And it's not true. Like,
it's not, but they're doing something. The first, you know, this is a transitional product, because we're going from handhelds to consoles to this. It's a new type of device. We've never had this.
And to that point, we are getting new iterations of it. We have the Legion Go and the Acer whatever that's coming. That's going to be coming out with SteamOS. What does verified mean in the case of this? We're going to need to have some level of gradation in place as these handhelds that are officially supported by SteamOS
right
coming
now.
out.
Verified, to me personally, when I see that means it runs. It launches. Like, and I know that's not what they mean by that, but that's how I have to take it from just reality, man. Playable, which is the one below that, means it launches, but with extra steps, or you might have to break out a mouse or something to get through a menu. How about this? You know, I've said this on this show a couple of times, man. Like, verified requires the game to have like a Steam Deck setting and performance. Like, you know, you got high, medium, low, shitbox laptop, and Chromebook, like, Steam Deck.
And like Cyberpunk has done that, like when they have a Steam Deck preset, and like to your point, like the whole point with like the verified is like, hey, this is a game that under like reasonable settings can hit 30 frames a second at 1280 by 800, right? Like that's literally it. And
that's not just for the consumer. I think that would be a good thing for the developers to say, here's your target if you want to hit it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just remove any like, is it verified? Is it not? Maybe they'll let us get in. Like, no, just go for that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, do that. Valve, call me. I'll help you out. Like if I got to sit around for like 8 hours a day and fuck with settings, I'll happily do it, man. I'll happily do it. And yeah, there we go. I mean, what Jordan said is the true, but I think we all secretly know that, except for the most naive. And that's the people, and I don't mean naive in a bad way. You just got to learn, you know, you're just ignorant of it. If you bought the Steam Deck as a gaming console and just a console, you're not used to this like shit working unless you know you had a Nintendo Switch and you bought a Pokemon game. You're like, wait a minute. Or a Zelda game. Wait a minute.
No, you got to buy the Switch 2 and the $30 upgrade pack, and it might be fixed. Might be.